A good effort. Oh, well, decidedly that. An excellent effort. You have shown us something quite new tonight.
It is new. It is, isn't it, sire?
Yes, indeed.
So, then you liked it. You really liked it, sire.
Well, of course I did. It's very good. Of course, now and then, just now and then, it seemed a touch,
What do you mean, sire?
well, I mean, occasionally it seems to have, how should one say? How shall one say, Director?
Too many notes, Your Majesty.
Exactly. Very well put. Too many notes.
I don't understand. There are just as many notes, Majesty, as are required, neither more nor less.
Well, my dear fellow, there are, in fact, only so many notes the ear can hear in the course of an evening. I think I'm right in saying that, aren't I, court composer? Yes. Yes.
On the whole, yes, Majesty.
This is absurd.
My dear young man, don't take it too hard. Your work is ingenious. It's quality work. And there are simply too many notes. That's all. Just cut a few and it'll be perfect.
Which few did you have in mind, Majesty?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is the McJeffrey 500, the podcast where I count down my 500 favorite films and make my friends watch them one movie at a time. 4 times the charm. It is April 14th. My name is Jeff, and my guest today is Mr. Rob, and first time on the podcast. Not to be confused with Mr. Me, it's Mr. Jeff.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
The surprise guest. Rob's been bringing him in. We had Mr. Aaron last week. We have Mr. Jeff this week. Rob's just a...
Jeff, introduce yourself. Kind of give yourself
Hi,
details.
Jeff. Jeff Markeski. I don't know what else to say. I'm a long-time listener. First time
podcaster.
Yeah.
All right. Happy to have you aboard. Where do we go from here? Okay. I'm at a loss. We do these on Thursdays, so this is a little early.
You're thrown off by the fact that we are doing it 2 days ahead of time.
I am totally thrown off.
We're talking about TV, movies.
I'm also thrown off because I see Rob has a alcoholic beverage in his hand, and I know by the end of this podcast he is going to be completely and utterly inebriated.
Let's keep it real. The last couple of podcasts, I've been sober for them,
and this is your reward to yourself.
Yes, this is my comeback. This is my comeback.
Is it because you forgot to drink the last time?
Yeah.
Well, because the last time was on a Thursday, and Thursdays I have to work the next day. Oh. Today is my Friday, baby. Oh, so I'm drinking it up. Because I'm off on Wednesdays.
Live it up.
But not Thursdays.
No, I'm not off Thursdays or Fridays. I'm off Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Yay, so pretty soon, Tuesdays.
Yep.
Sorry. All right. That's all good. Everybody is better for knowing all that. Yeah. Okay, so mental note: do a podcast on a Tuesday with Rob. Rob will drink alcoholic beverages.
Right, or on a Friday. If you do a podcast on Friday, it's probably going to be me drinking.
Okay, well, that's something to look forward to. All right, so Jeff, let's. Yeah. That was Rob. Jeff, yes. Happy to have you. Give us a little bit of your tastes movie-wise. All right,
movies. Okay.
All right.
Well, just tell us like your favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, right now.
Oh, one movie?
Now.
Dark City.
Dark City.
Oh man,
Interesting pick.
That's a one to pull out.
If we just want to go there, if we just want to
no,
do it,
Dark City is a great
I can
flick.
watch. I should have said American Psycho though. That's like right there. I have a sci-fi
15th year anniversary today.
I know.
Yeah.
I have the poster on my wall.
Yeah, so there you go.
No Dark City poster?
I have a lot of other Dark City stuff, but no poster.
Is there
Alex
Dark
Borea.
City stuff?
There isn't really. There
City
isn't
merch?
exclusive commentary though by Ebert.
Oh yeah.
Because he was like, "Hey, fuck everything. I want to do a commentary for your movie because I really liked it."
Yeah, Ebert was a real
he
proponent
jocked the
for
shit out of
Dark
that
City,
one.
Yeah, that's a good flick. It's a good flick.
Were you aware that and you saw the documentary, but I don't know if they got into that, he got his Roger Ebert like computer voice was they took a lot of stuff from the commentary tracks.
Wow.
He did for Citizen Kane and Dark City.
Wait,
Right.
they pieced together some
Casablanca.
stuff?
Well, yeah, because he went with the Stephen Hawking robot voice, but they tried to make the robot voice sound as much as him as possible.
Was it good?
He introduced it or
I mean,
premiered
he's
it
been
at
doing
Oprah,
it since
right?
I was a fucking kid.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's because the commentary tracks are isolated. It's like, he couldn't use the Siskel and Ebert or Ebert and Robert episodes.
because they were talking over each other.
Yeah.
But the isolated voice, I guess. So Dark City ultimately gave him his voice.
A voice near the end of his
it's an
life.
ultimate good, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
May
Cool.
he rest in peace.
Yeah.
No, I think
for
Dark
sure.
City is a great flick, and
Yeah.
at the time when it came out, I loved it. I think I've kind of cooled on it a little bit.
It's
in
one of
my-
those things
my
I can
years.
just pop on and be like, okay. And I've seen it
But-
1,000 times. It can put me to sleep, but I really do enjoy it.
I remember seeing the trailer for Dark City and going, "What is?"
Yeah, they didn't. It's a hard movie to market.
Pre-Matrix. It was Matrix.
97, right?
Right.
Yeah,
It was Matrix before there was a Matrix. It was definitely influenced by Akira. There's a lot of things going for it that people of that age, like I was 20. I wasn't 20. I was 8. I was 17 or 16 when the movie came out. Totally, it would have appeals to.
You
got
gotta watch it later. I think it was
yeah.
better later. It made more sense, at least a little bit to me, later.
I've watched it recently as maybe 2 years ago, and still liked it, but I definitely have cooled on it since then.
Yeah.
But that's because probably there's been subsequent things that have come out that have been
Sure.
influenced by Dark
I like
City.
it like an alternative universe or like the Truman kind of deal. You put somebody in somewhere universe and then they're going to fight to get the fuck out because you can't repress the human behavior.
Spirit.
Yeah.
Right, it's RoboCop, bro.
Yeah.
It's RoboCop. You can't-
RoboCop.
you-
RoboCop. He's mowing fields. He's fucking cropping the corn.
Name a podcast, RoboCrop. All right.
That fucker's tilling the field, bro.
Alex Proyas.
Alex Proyas was a director, was he not?
Yeah.
What has he done lately?
iRobot.
That was the last
Knowing.
Was that the last one?
Knowing.
You had a soft spot for Knowing.
Yeah, I like Knowing. I like Knowing. Yeah, he hasn't done anything since then, though, unfortunately.
Is he in director jail?
I don't think
But
so.
Knowing did okay, though.
I think Knowing did okay. It's just that he's very picky about the projects he does. And so that's kind of prevented him from making something more
shit.
recently.
I can't believe I just brain farted. He did The Crow, man. That was the
Yeah, that's
that
his
was my
first-
introduction to like the hardcore
Yeah, The
cinema.
Crow was his first flick.
I love that movie
and then
too.
he did Dark City.
He did The Knowing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think that's the last thing he did.
Nicholas fucking it was the last movie he did.
It was good, though.
Gods
I
of
liked it.
Egypt coming out in 2016 though.
Yeah, so I look forward to. All right. Hey, let's go ahead and segue into what we've watched lately. Roberto, since this is your episode, you get to start. And
I just watched While You're Young,
while we're young,
While We're Young, the new Noah Baumbach flick.
with Ben Stiller and Naomi Watts
And Adam Driver from Girls and Amanda Seyfried.
from the Big
Ton-
Love
Yeah,
and Mean Girls and,
right. Tons of movies.
and Lovelace.
What that movie helped me discover is that I guess I'm a millennial. I didn't realize I was a millennial.
Congratulations. Wait, what do you think you were?
I thought I was a Generation Xer.
No, I'm Generation X. So I'm on the late end. You're in the early end millennial. I'm
Well,
late
supposedly
end Gen X.
Generation X is anybody born, I guess, between 1965 and 1981. However, they're saying that the boundary now is actually 1980. So anybody born from 1980 to more recent are millennials.
Millennials.
So what are you? What are you, Jeff?
1980.
All right, so you made me a millennial.
I was there for Y2K, if you want to know.
We all remember Y2K.
I remember Waters and computers supposedly doing
You
all
were
kinds of
77 though,
bullshit.
right?
I was born in 77,
So you're like right at the end
I am
of being a Generation Xer.
tail end Gen X. I watch Singles and Reality Bites, and I understand them. Those are my.
I think it's interesting because the movie what it kind of postulates is the idea that Generation Xers and the millennials, and they don't know what their place is, while those other two generations have a firm grasp of what their place is.
And it irritates them.
Right. Well, Gen Xers are supposedly all about keeping it real, right? Like Ben Stiller's character. While the Boomers are about, whatever it takes to be successful. And same thing with the Millennials, whatever it takes to be successful.
Even if the Millennials go underhandedly to get to their success. Yeah. It's not my favorite Baumbach movie. I saw it myself. Stiller was very Stiller in it. And I just... I don't know. It's funny because I saw because essentially the movie's about this couple in their early 40s who kind of hook up and start hanging out with said millennials,
25-year-olds,
mid-20s couple, and it's kind of trying to find the spice, so to speak. And
what's the last Baumbach movie?
Was that the one with Francine Ha?
Yeah, Frances Ha. Yeah,
I didn't see it.
That's a great flick.
I got
great,
to see it.
Great. So that one's better than this one, but I still think this is good. It's interesting because I know Noah Baumbach as far back as Kicking and Screaming.
Oh, I love Kicking and Screaming.
So I feel like he's like transitioned sort of from this filmmaker that made movies about college-aged people to middle-aged people.
Yeah, and he did Squid and the Whale, which is very autobiographical on his end. I believe there's probably a piece of him in all of his movies. He's probably speaking from personal experiences, and certainly with this film.
Margot at the Wedding, is that the name of the movie?
Margot at the Wedding, which
I did not.
Was not. I wanted to like.
Yeah, I did not feel
could not bring myself to like it. All right, so go see it if you like Baumbach's previous efforts. Just keep the expectations low. If you don't know who Noah Baumbach is, you're probably gonna avoid it anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
don't see it because you're thinking Ben Stiller.
I guess if you like New York movies with characters that are based out of New York, they're all kind of
millennials these days don't care about shit like that.
Oh, I apologize.
The indie scene is lost on
them. It's over. It's over, Rocky.
It's hard to get anybody to watch anything indie.
Oh, did you guys see the stills released for the Creed movie? The new Rocky spinoff?
Oh,
so Apollo Creed had a son.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And now Rocky is actually going to be his trainer. So Rocky's taking on the role of Mickey.
That makes perfect sense for movie sense.
And Stallone recently released a picture on Instagram of him training.
Sure.
I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. I love the Rocky
movies. Hey, you
movies.
doing the Philly steps? Head the fuck out there.
I haven't been to Philadelphia yet.
Is he going to fight Drago's son and get his vengeance?
I don't know about that.
What about Dolph Lundgren's kid?
Yeah, well, I don't know. He probably had so much steroids he went sterile. So
maybe Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren should make a cameo one way or another.
He actually should walk by and be like, "Here,
more than likely he'll show up in the flashbacks.
You need some Dolph
of watching Action Jackson die in the ring,
and they should introduce the Punisher.
Wow, this is all.
Let's just drop that.
That's right. Dolph Lundgren was the Punisher,
the original.
First. Yeah,
with Louis Gossett Jr.
Yeah. What's the name of the studio that made it? New World. That's the
studio's no longer
the schlocky studio.
Yeah, Marvel's track record in the beginning was kind of spotty.
Well, we're definitely in the age of them.
Yeah, the 80s and 90s, it had Roger Corman making Fantastic Four movies and Punisher being made.
Yeah, that Captain America
movies were just... Yeah. They didn't exist. Even as kids, you didn't even know of them.
We only dreamt about them.
Right, but they were there, but
I don't know,
we didn't see them.
I
didn't see the Punisher Dolph Lundgren when it came out.
I saw it on TV. It was on TV.
Which is lame, because Punisher should never be on television.
But, it probably had a short run in the theaters. But I saw Captain America on VHS. And I loved it when I was a kid. Salinger's son played Captain America. Mm-hmm. Who better to play, the epitome of American youth
Then the guy who wrote Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Of course.
But yeah, I remember liking that movie a lot when I was a kid.
All right.
I remember recently rewatching it because it was on TV like crazy when the new Captain America came out. And boy, was it bad.
Yeah. I liked Howard the Duck when I was a kid.
Oh, I did too. But holy shit, you watched that again? I don't know.
Terrible. A lot of bad duck puns.
But I did like seeing him in a case somewhere.
Yeah. But what have you seen recently that you want to talk about?
Movie? What do we...
Well, there's a TV
show?
TV show that you want to talk about.
No. I did kill that new Tina Fey, Kimmy Schmidt show. I watched Daredevil, the first 3 episodes.
Let's talk about Daredevil.
I watch Americans.
Let's talk about Daredevil.
Yeah, that's what we want to segue into.
Yeah, let's talk about Daredevil.
That's what everybody wants.
So how do you feel?
The first 3 no, good, entertaining. But I've always been that fan, and my roommate's trying to get me into everything with Arrow and Flash, and I'm like, fuck superheroes. Yeah, I like my Garth Ennis fan. I want the guy to die. I want him to be able to be killable, which Arrows can be, which Daredevil can be. There's not a lot of superhero power, but I just really want Punisher to come out of this whole thing.
So what is it about
somebody to go like, fuck y'all, your shit's dying.
Yeah, why are you so
Punisher happy?
Yeah.
Because I want that vigilante that's like not a Batman. That's like, hey, I don't want to lay you out to rest. I don't want to choke you out. I don't want you to wake up later. You're done. Game over, man.
What's interesting is that
I don't even know. I'm 3 episodes into Daredevil, and he hasn't actually personally killed anybody. He has beaten some people up. And they've killed themselves, but
Daredevil doesn't kill people.
Okay, he's a fucking Batman. Movie. He did in what? In the Affleck movie?
Yeah, that subway scene. Didn't he
that
I forgot that movie. Who was that? Elektra? Who? What?
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of
Ben Affleck Daredevil was wrong. Daredevil doesn't kill people. Spider-Man doesn't kill people.
Exactly.
Batman doesn't kill people.
So where's the guy to come and murder motherfuckers when they're fucked up?
So here's the thing. This is what's great about the Marvel superheroes and why I think it would be...
superheroes or vigilantes?
Superheroes. Daredevil is a superhero. Punisher is a vigilante. So here's what's interesting. I think Punisher works if he is the only character that is the one that's willing to go to that length of actually killing off people. Because then you're able to contrast his method against the superheroes like Daredevil, Spider-Man, what have you. Because then you can say, like, is this really the way we want to go? Or is this the way we want to go? And so when you have characters that actually abstain from taking it to that next level where they're dropping fools off of 20-story buildings and turning their adversaries into pizza on the street, I think it's much more interesting to have that and then have Punisher come in and say, well, I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to go for it. Because ultimately, I think Punisher's a bad idea. Okay. Having a guy like that on the streets, he's gonna end up turning as bad as the guy he's fighting.
Punisher's more like, I'm not going to show the fuck up. Daredevil's going to, I'm going to drop in on some shit that doesn't warrant my presence. Punisher's like, dude, you fucked up. I'm here to fucking end your life.
Right.
So Daredevil's like, oh, high and mighty.
Well, no, what he's representing is the ultimate good, which is that we can be better than the lowest of the scum.
Yeah, okay.
But Punisher is interesting in that if you contrast it with other characters. Now, if every other superhero character is killing
the guy who has nothing to live for. That's the best. And the guy can die anytime.
But here's the thing. That's the thing. If you have a character like that, because a revenge story only works if the character who's enacting that revenge at the very end meets his doom as well, because then that brings it full circle, and you understand that ultimately revenge is. It just doesn't. It doesn't resolve anything.
It doesn't.
So that's the reason why, if you have a character like the Punisher, his ultimate end should be that he dies as well.
No, absolutely.
But the thing is, in the comics, you can't kill off a character like the Punisher. You have to keep him going, and that's problematic.
He's gotten pretty fucked up in a lot of stories.
That's why it would be interesting if the Punisher does get introduced in this Marvel series, which may very well be the case because now Marvel retained the rights to the character. He could very well be a character that cameos in one of these episodes.
Have you read any of Garth Ennis' work
I read a little bit.
The Punisher? Because he does incorporate Daredevil, and he's like, hey, and he puts Daredevil on the edge of his seat and to want to kill somebody, and Punisher's like, fuck you. Daredevil pulls the trigger, and Punisher straight removed all bullets from the gun because he didn't want him to kill somebody.
Right. I mean, well, so
but that's
Garth
the best
Ennis,
part of it.
Garth Ennis is kind of an interesting
exactly because he hates fucking superheroes.
He hates superheroes.
We know that,
and it's okay.
That's why
I'm not really. I mean,
but he breathed life into a lot of things.
Yeah, sure. The Preacher's great. Preacher's great.
Nah, that was before Punisher, but I'm just saying,
Preacher might be
I don't
great.
know. Hey, all in all, Daredevil's fantastic. I just really want Punisher to become the next Netflix Daredevil or something. Let's throw a lot of shit in there and let's stir it up.
So this Netflix original series that they have with Marvel is Daredevil. Next is going to be Jessica Jones, which is a private eye who you know of Jessica Jones, former Spider-Woman.
Yeah.
Then after that is going to be Luke Cage. Power
now,
Man.
are these all written, scripted, paid,
these are
done?
planned.
These are done.
They're
casted, paid, done, casted?
They've casted.
Oh, that means they're way along the line. Mm-hmm. That's coming. Okay.
Jessica Jones is being played by that chick from that show, The Bee in Apartment something or other.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
She was in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, she died of an overdose.
Yeah.
So my girlfriend's going to kill me because I like her.
Yeah, she's going to play Jessica Jones. They've already there's already been rumors about who they're casting for Luke Cage. And the fourth series they have going on is Power Fist.
Wow.
If you know who that is.
Luke Cage's partner back in the day.
Yeah. He's just he's a kung fu guy.
Iron Fist, by the way.
Yeah, Iron Fist. What did I say? Power Fist? My apologies.
Power Man and Iron Fist.
Yeah, Iron Fist. And then the fifth series is Defenders, which is the combination of all four of those characters into a super team.
Oh, there you go. Stuff to look forward to.
What if they're going to drop X-Force?
When Fox decides to drop that property.
Right, because Fox is in charge of the
X-Men. I said X-Force.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a conglomerate of X-Men-ish people.
Right. But apparently Fox owns all those guys.
And then we got Deadpool.
Right.
And we got Ryan Reynolds. Awesome.
Yeah, he's been revealed recently in set photos. He looks like Deadpool.
I'm a Ryan Reynolds fan. If I was gay, I'd like it.
All right.
Man crush.
We have to get started.
Oh, I apologize.
It's okay. No, it's good.
We may as well let it go over.
All right. So
here we go. This is what we're going to watch.
How this works, Jeff, is we do the podcast with someone who has not seen this movie.
Okay.
And we reveal it now.
Okay.
Give it to us, baby.
Released in 1984.
Ooh.
That was...
You'll get it. This is not an obscure movie.
31 years ago.
F. Murray Abraham earned a Best Actor Oscar for his imperious performance as Antonio Salieri, a mediocre composer who
Amadeus!
Young
Are you serious?
Wolfgang Mozart.
Oh my god.
Wins immortality with his musical genius. Not happy to see his talent eclipsed, Salieri dons a disguise, deviously plots revenge, obsessed with muffling Mozart's maddening laughter. Milos Forman's masterful drama also won Oscars for Best Picture and Best Director. We are obviously watching.
This is the movie where somebody's supposed to have not seen it.
He has not seen it.
I've never seen it.
I haven't either. But I have all my friends telling me that I have to see it, and I'm
perfect.
Like, why the fuck? But I do like his music.
All right. And what we also provide is a snack for each movie.
I
didn't know you were coming, Jeff.
Okay.
I apologize, but
No,
Rob does have a snack forthcoming. The movie is filled with decadent
truffles
delights. Truffles, yes, but I don't have truffle money. But you will have a chocolate fudge brownie.
Ooh, legit.
Oh, nice.
Yummy yums.
Thank you.
All right, we gotta get started. We'll be back.
Are we going to appall you with something confidential and disgusting? Let's hope so, because that is what you really like. Unconfessed crimes of buried wickedness. If that is what brings you to us, the prospect of hearing horrors, you shall not go unrewarded. I don't believe it. The whole city is talking. You hear it all over. What a story. What a scandal. What a comedy. What a tragedy. Incredible. I don't believe it. Who can believe it? What horrors have you heard? Tell us. Tell us. Tell us at once. Tell us about Wolfgang. Amadeus. Mozart. Mozart?
How good is he, this Mozart? He's remarkable.
Is an unprincipled, spoiled, conceited brat.
I'm a vulgar man. But I assure you, my music is not.
He is divinely inspired. He is arrogant, vulgar, obscene. He creates music for the gods. He is passionate. He burns with fire. He is an angel. He is a devil. He claimed he'd been poisoned. Some said he accused a man. Some said the man was Salieri. Salieri? Salieri. I don't believe it. All the same. Could it be possible? Did Salieri do it after all? Did he murder Amadeus? Amadeus, the man, the music, the magic, the madness, the murder, the mystery, the motion picture. Amadeus. Everything you've heard is true.
And we have finally returned after an epic 3-hour tour that was called Amadeus. A 3-hour tour that took about 4 hours. Missed the pausing and the food breaks and what have yous. We made it though, and I commend you both for sticking it out. At one point I was thinking, maybe we should try to.
Oh yeah, you definitely had a moment where you felt like we should cut it in half.
Yeah, no, I was
do a part 1 and part 2 episode.
Well, no, I was gonna ultimately say maybe we can watch it, the rest of it later, or Wednesday or Thursday. But nope, we got through it. It's much, it's 10:30 right now. I'm not gonna even say that this was an easy pull, because we've been dealing with a lot of shorter films, but we did it. And
can you imagine if Aaron came out for this one after you put him through Slacker and then you put him through this? You'd be like you would never want to come out ever again.
You don't think
I'll sit through anything?
You don't think this is Aaron's type of film?
Here's the thing.
All right,
Amadeus is a movie that I would totally sit through. But it's another case of a movie where I don't think a lot of people would sit through.
You think it demands... You think that's prevalent of today, or you think that's the case always?
We needed 2 times speed in today's age compared to that. It's a great film for then, and I think for now it's different.
I think you could say that
it was
probably,
a good movie.
It's definitely something more to the fact that today's generation is just... They just watch movies.
We're ADD.
But I will say that I think even back then, even in 1984, I would imagine there was few people who would sit through this.
No, they did.
The movie was a hit, but I will state that it was one of the few Oscar-winning Best Picture films to never break into the top 5. Now, it made about $60 million total in the box office in 1984. That was a good chunk of change.
But this wasn't the director's cut. This was the...
No, this was 20 minutes shorter. True. And obviously Titanic is always going to be the exception to the rule. It's like, well, people sat through Titanic. That made a bunch of money. That was its own beast.
Yeah.
But that one had a love story, and a lot of people will get very patient.
Catered to women.
Yeah. This is essentially a hate bro story. And I think it's an effective one. Go ahead and give me your thoughts.
I guess the thing that I was thinking about most as I was watching the movie is how much of this is even true.
That is a good question. For the record, we're speaking specifically about... You want to say his name?
Celery?
Celery.
Celery, or is it cellular? Antonio Salieri.
Salieri. Do you think he had a issue with Mozart in real life? Do you think he had this very competitive jealousy?
What's interesting is that my experience with Mozart, we're going to refer to him.
Mozart. We'll just call him Amadeus.
Wolfie, Amadeus, Moser. As far as all the information that I've ever come across about him, this sort of period of his life is never really mentioned. There's no mention of someone being. There's this animosity between him and another person, where they would, as far as trying to kill him. So that's the reason why I'm sort of curious, like how much of this is actually based on a fact, how much is just sort of like someone get creative.
Well, they did know each other in real life, and they often did compete for similar, like, I guess, jobs, so to speak. But apparently, it was a respectable relationship. They're good admirers of each other. At least. Well,
Celery was a guy who had the job, like he was the guy, while Wolfgang was more of a freelancer.
Yeah, and not appreciated completely until his untimely death, which is also a speculative of how he died, because no one has it was some type of fever that.
Right, he died of what? Would you call it?
Solari? Herpasyphilaids.
Yeah,
that's patent pending.
Herpasyphilaids.
He died of herpasyphilaids.
Herpasyphilaids. That's a conglomerate of all kinds of shit.
That sounds
terrible.
Sounds mighty terrible. And at that time, they didn't have any kind of balm you can put on to clear it up.
There's no rub cream for that one.
Sadly no. But so essentially, the story is, it's actually, though it's, Amadeus plays a big part of it, it is Solari's story, where we see the movie through his POV for the most part. Just this guy who, thinks God has given him this gift to be this great composer, and then meets Mozart, this guy who is superior to him in every which way or form, but he's in the form of a lout, a cretin, just a ill-mannered twit, so to speak, and he resents God for him giving him the gift, and he thinks God's, basically laughing in his face every time Mozart has that guffaw that is, basically synonymous with, when you think of Amadeus and you've seen Amadeus, the laugh. Tom Holt, who plays...
Yep.
Right. More like that.
Right.
So it like haunts him. Like there's scenes where he's walking, he hears the laugh, and it's like he's...
Well, I mean, that's the last thing you hear in the movie.
Yeah.
As he's being strolled through the insane asylum.
He says that's God laughing at him. So it's his story about how he, tackles this, and he, the whole time trying to undermine him, but meanwhile completely and utterly enraptured by his music. He sees the greatness that basically nobody else does see, but at the same time it just fires him up just to destroy this essentially this gift, which he doesn't necessarily get to do, because the AIDS?
Herpasyphilaids
gets to him first.
Well, I mean, I think the movie
it was dementia, but that is. I think the movie
makes the argument that maybe him pretending to be his dead father, wearing that mask and haunting him the way he did, could have contributed to his syphilaids.
Herpasyphilaids.
Come
on, you'll get
I'm
it
sorry,
soon.
that may have to be the new title of this podcast.
It's Herpasyphilaids. How can nobody get this?
Can you spell that for me before we leave?
Herpasyphilaids. I will text it to you.
Thank you.
Patent pending. Jeffrey Marcheski. Treatment is coming soon.
Jeff Marcheski.
Keski, you Romanian fuck.
Yeah, but I mean, it's obvious that the film makes these allusions that it's Cellular's fault, or he's partly responsible for the death of Moser.
You gotta stop saying that.
Yeah.
You're such a disrespectful person.
It's Wolfie, damn it. It's Wolfie.
Oh, you have one bad eye.
It's interesting to note that there are a lot of people who are trying to get this role for the part of Moser. Amongst the people who auditioned, Mick Jagger.
Oh, holy fuck.
Mel Gibson. Tim Curry, who was actually in the live play version. Mark Hamill. The role was actually offered to Andrew Lloyd Webber, who turned it down.
Weird.
Which I don't think has he even been in a theatrical?
No, he's just
that would have been the first.
Yeah,
I think they cast it right.
They actually did cast Kenneth Branagh, but at the last minute decided to go with an all-American cast instead. So they gave him the job, then they took it away.
All right, yeah.
So
Jennifer Tilly was supposed to
Meg
play...
Tilly. Meg Tilly.
Was it Meg?
Meg Tilly was supposed to play Mozart's wife.
Okay.
But the day before shooting, she
sprained her ankle.
She tore a ligament playing street soccer.
Are you sure it wasn't Jennifer Tilly? Because Meg Tilly.
I assure you it was Meg Tilly. Now Jennifer Tilly would have had the ample bosoms for the role.
The boobies. Yeah, I would have ruined it.
But
and her acting's pretty terrible. If you've seen anything,
Meg Tilly was a thing then.
No, Meg Tilly, but not Jennifer Tilly.
Jennifer Tilly was a lovely lady.
She was a terrible actress.
She's a great poker player.
Well, she can show her boobs and act
I don't know if that really required much of a performance.
But I think Bound with the Wachowskis and then
I think Jennifer Tilly's a
Bride
good
of fucking Chucky's and that's about it.
I think Jennifer Tilly's a good actress. She could have pulled it off.
And what is her fucking awesomeness?
Maybe
what's her name? What was her?
Yeah,
Constanza.
Constance. The girl that they got, she auditioned for the role obviously late in, and I didn't even bother to write her name, and she has not done much except a lot of television since. Though she was Annie Oakley in Hidalgo, if anyone remembers that.
She did her thing, man.
Her breasts were well
endowed,
well represented in this film.
Yeah, they were showcased very nicely.
Yes, she was very tasteful. Let's see here. They were having issues getting funding for this movie. One studio did offer to pay to put this movie out on the one requirement that they cast their guy to play Mozart, Walter Matthau. So let's
so let's talk about the fact that this is a movie that everybody tells you you're supposed to see, right?
It's funny that
this is a prestigious film.
It's interesting that you would note that kids these days when watch the movie. The first time I actually saw this movie, I was forced to watch it in high school. It was one of those end of the year movies. And I enjoyed it, and actually, I believe most of the class was totally into the film. So I was happy to say that
for 3 hours of free fucking
aside from doing homework and tests, I think
Well, but how about you,
what,
Mr. Marcheski?
No, will you stop that? Really?
All right, Jeff. Talk to us.
Well, no, I never saw it, but I heard all about it.
Right,
and
you
I know,
said that your
and
friends
I
told
like
you to watch
Mozart.
it.
Yeah, everybody told me go check this out, and I just never did. And I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did. Maybe there wasn't the right circumstances, but I still think it was good. And there's circumstances that can ruin films. It still was a good film.
Is it ultimately at the end of the day the reason why people avoid a movie like this because they know it's going to be long and it's like you're going to have to put some time in.
Yeah.
To this day, I've not seen The English Patient for that very reason. It might be a great movie.
Right.
For all I know.
I understand.
But never seen it, and I think it has something to do with the length. And
maybe it's the length. I will say that with Amadeus, I was surprised by how funny it was. Mm-hmm. It definitely has humorous moments. And
do you think it's striving for that, or do you think it's just you pulling out what you want to be funny?
I don't know. I think right from the get-go, where those guys are outside his door, Cellular's door, Solari's door, and saying, "Oh, we got this delicious food. Let us in." Blah blah blah.
Let us in. We're going to eat it.
And they walk in, and he's fucking slit his throat. There's a dark humor there. It's sort of like, well, now this movie is not necessarily taking itself so seriously that it doesn't have a moment at the very beginning of the film where it says, "This is kind of funny." This kind of stuff is funny.
There's shit then that is not funny and shouldn't be funny for about 200 years, and then we just find it funny because of the circumstances we live in now. You look at your fucking Facebook or your news feed on news, and you see shit like that happening on a daily basis.
I think Neil Freeman Milo Freeman.
Well, this is about
Milos
history.
Forman?
This isn't about anything else.
Milo Forman.
Milos.
Milos Forman did not construct that scene without realizing that it was inherently funny.
There's humor in life.
Yeah.
I mean,
No. Life is definitely.
And I mean, you look at his filmography, all of his movies have an injection of humor, maybe People vs. Larry Flint or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
I mean, there's very serious subjects, but
I think having levity in your film adds credence to it being a worthwhile thing to spend your time with.
totally agree, and it's something that I look for. Movies that take themselves too seriously.
Like any movie by that fuck that made Birdman. Humorless.
But Birdman has humor
Why are
in
we
it.
dropping a Birdman motherfucking bomb?
And
Rock Me Amadeus?
And why has your hate for
Inarritu, Alejandro Inarritu, I really liked his first movie. What was it called?
Amores Perros?
Amores Perros.
Not much humor in that.
Not much humor in that. But I was at an age where I was looking for stuff that was more formative and more sort of like serious. But as I've gotten older, I realized I kind of like humorless, really sort of pompous approach to filmmaking.
I'm looking like 21 Grams and Babel. But using Birdman is not the example you want to use. Those prior films, yes, but Birdman has humor.
Birdman has humor, but at the same time, it takes itself so fucking seriously. It's another case of him.
To me, that was putting a quarter in a machine, and this is the fucking bullshit show you saw on the projector. That was Birdman, man.
The thing about Birdman is that it takes itself super seriously. Birdman takes itself super seriously.
No, it does not. That was not what I got. When I popped that bitch in and I started playing it, I was like, holy fuck, what am I into?
Okay, what about it do you not take seriously?
None of it. The guy's... Are you fucking kidding me? It starts out with him and his
telling
fucking
you,
onions ovening.
The fact that he decides...
Smells like balls.
The decision to film the movie in a way that creates the verisimilitude...
I like that style.
...of one shot tells you right away that the filmmaker thinks he's making something more important than
you're weighing too heavily into it. Yeah, exactly. No, you.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
No, you're buying.
It's a creative move, and
but why would you? Why would you make that? Why would you make such a drastic decision if you don't think you're making a serious movie?
Why are you so offended or so bothered by it?
I'm not bothered by it. How many
movies have you seen like that?
I'd say a few.
A few, but out of how many you've seen?
There's a Bruce Campbell movie called Russian Ark. It's just like
Russian Ark is a movie that does that, but it does it for real, and it makes it adds so much to it that goes beyond what anything Birdman does.
It's a hilarious film, by the way.
No, but it is. There's moments of levity in that movie that go beyond what Birdman does. The thing is, like, Birdman takes itself super seriously because it's a movie about actors that are trying to transcend their lot in life. Mm-hmm. This Michael Keaton is an actor who is stuck playing this character.
Basically, he's Michael Keaton.
Trying to be somebody else, and they make it a struggle. Like, it's the fucking most important and most difficult struggle of anybody's life.
Which is exactly the point of the movie.
Certainly of their lives. I'm trying to figure out where this animosity towards Birdman suddenly come, because I know you've always been kind of.
I thought it was meh.
Hey, Michael Keaton was.
You never gave it a meh at first. You said it.
It was a meh and a half.
And now it's just straight meh.
It's just a meh. Now
it wins Oscar. Now it's just meh.
Now, especially that's a problem when a movie wins an Oscar is that now all this sort of like prestige has been heaped upon it.
It didn't win a lot though. It just won the best picture. It didn't win anything.
It won some technical stuff.
I think it won best director. As well,
Grand Budapest won a fucking shitload more.
No,
it
did
win best director.
And then, let's not
actually
talk about
all the best picture nominees at least won one award, which
cool. Boyhood, boy.
Best supporting actress.
Yeah, she can fuck off with CIA fucking cyber off. Glad that shows
Oscar winner.
The best new comedy of 2015. Yeah, Tony and Dee are gonna love that one.
But I mean, so you compare a movie like Amadeus to Birdman.
No,
then
just stop.
But just say, okay, so you got the Oscar, you got an Oscar winner,
Not even the same league.
and then you got that Oscar winner, and you say, well, Amadeus is a much better movie
Yes.
than Birdman.
Absolutely.
It's almost like we're giving awards now in the modern
But it's
era.
about
within the
throwing a
last
curveball.
decade.
It's about just throwing one in there and being like, hey, I'm original-ish to the now, and the people that are reviewing him are like, I haven't seen this, I don't know what this is.
I feel like
People
Birdman
haven't
is
seen it in a while.
masturbatory. I feel like Birdman is
No,
masturbatory.
I enjoyed it and I liked it, and I watched the other stuff. I enjoyed more like some of the other films. I as far as like Best Picture goes or actors.
I mean,
I just-
Grand Budapest
I
Hotel
really enjoyed that. And I
is
know
the
people that
best
are like,
movie.
I fucking hated it, and I really
in
liked
in
it.
terms of the movies that were nominated, that one probably should have won everything.
The Best Picture. It
Yeah.
did win a lot. It won more awards than any of the other Best Picture.
Everyone knows the end of the day, Snowpiercer got totally robbed.
No.
Snowpiercer didn't
It was
even
not a
get-
good movie, and if you want to argue that to the end of your fucking world, if you
here
want
we
to
go.
suck Criv Evans' dick,
man.
then you can, because it was ended
Sorry,
terribly. I like Bioshock on a train running around the planet on a polar bullshit. That's funny. Because,
So
Robbie, it's not a good movie. It was overhyped, and I bought into it, and I watched it, and it was not that good.
excellent, but we're not going to talk about that now.
I enjoyed it. It was
because
an
it is a
entertaining movie, but the
genre
ending
film.
sucked.
It is a genre film that leaves a lot of
my
people
God.
cold. It's okay. It's okay. Moving on.
No.
All right.
Let's talk about
I just wanted to
Amadeus.
do that for dramatic purposes.
Back to Amadeus. We're doing good, guys. This is good stuff.
Hey, we're just here to entertain. We don't care about
film,
timers.
Obviously, the film takes place in Vienna. It was actually filmed in Prague, which worked as an ideal stand-in because it was still communist, communist bloc. So they no asphalt, no new age plastic, no TV antennas. So it's like they didn't have to change much.
What's the name of the pederast at the very beginning of the movie?
That would be Jeffrey Jones, sir.
Oh, yeah.
At the beginning and throughout the movie.
Because
Ferris Bueller's fucking principal.
Yeah, and Beetlejuice.
Pederast. Yeah.
What's her
Definitely
Mom and
a Tim
Dad
Burton
saved
guy.
the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was in Deadwood.
Deadwood, yes.
Post
Good.
pederast.
As the postal worker, yes.
So he has had a career
Yes,
after
he
that
did.
incident.
Deadwood was fantastic,
He
and
was
they should have
actually,
blown that out.
was actually really good in Deadwood.
Deadwood was a fantastic show. Very underrated. Timothy the Elephant is legit. You watch Justified?
I should, because I'm a big Elmore Leonard guy.
Oh, it's good.
I think that shows this is its last season.
It is. It's finishing tomorrow or the next day.
Have you been keeping up?
I have ish.
No, Jeffrey Jones is, he's a great character actor. It's just out of curiosity, because I've never really looked into it. What was he arrested for, pederast wise? What was he doing?
They found shit on his computer.
Like just
I
pictures?
really don't know. It was some media hype. I mean, I bought into it. I have no idea.
If I recall correctly, they found shit on his computer.
Okay, I just remember he has one of the. I looked him up because he had that whole. I don't know what the.
Was he in Howard the Duck?
He was. He played
really?
the bad guy.
You dropped the Howard the Duck bomb?
Because I think that's what I remember.
You know they
him
dropped
most
that in
because
Guardians of the
he was
Galaxy?
a bad
Are we
guy
doing
in
that?
He was like the
Christ.
bad guy, and that's what haunts my dreams.
When was the last time you actually saw that movie?
Oh man, 1990.
When you were 10 years old.
It's pretty terrible.
When it came on to Fox.
It's George Lucas's best work ever.
Sure, definitely, without a doubt.
I remember that movie went from theater to video so effing quickly,
which is unheard of for the VHS age.
Back in that day, I think it literally was not literally, but it was basically 3 to 4 months from theater to video,
which is a big deal.
And I was all excited because I was a dumb kid who wanted to see Howard the Duck.
Yep.
And I jumped. I saw it in the video store and I jumped on that copy because I got Howard the Duck. No one else did. Don't fight me for this. And when you're a kid, you actually convince yourself that movies are actually good to a point.
Yeah.
Like I loved Police Academy movies.
Yep.
What's funny is when I remember one of the things I
they weren't.
I know
is when Terminator 2 came out on VHS.
Well, you could buy that.
I could buy it, but you could buy it for $100.
Yeah. Like Rumble in the Bronx when Jackie Chan came around, we fucking bootleg copied that one.
I remember going to Blockbuster and saying, I want to buy a copy of Terminator 2. And I said, well, it's $100. Yep. And then my dad's like, we'll just rent it.
Yeah, that's how much it cost then.
And it's like, oh man, I
thought that was one of those rare VHSs you could actually buy, so I guess not.
No, yeah, I think the common sort of like standard of being able to buy VHSs didn't start happening until probably the late 90s.
Yeah.
Like 97 and post.
I remember, I think Titanic was one of those movies that did anchor in the big VHS buy. But when the DVD... Because DVD changed everything.
It was a double VHS tape, though, until DVDs hit it about 98, like Matrix,
98,
97, 98, somewhere around there. But I remember the $100 cassette tapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one of the first DVDs I ever wanted to buy... When I first got a DVD player was Starship Troopers, and I think Starship Troopers was
Would you like to know more?
Yeah, 97. I think it was a 97 movie, and so it didn't come out on DVD until Austin Powers was the first DVD I ever bought.
Fucking jerk off.
When I first got the DVD player, the very first DVD I ever bought was Austin Powers.
Mr. Verhoeven.
The second DVD I ever bought was Starship Troopers.
It was number 3.
I think number 3 was RoboCop on Criterion.
Ooh, baby! The first DVD I bought 3 the same day, so I got one fell swoop: Boogie Nights, LA Confidential, and Kurt Russell's Breakdown.
Wow,
those are not bad movies.
Those are my first 3. No, great movies.
Yeah,
I'll stand by Breakdown.
2 out of 3 are great, and 1 is good.
Yeah, good. Yeah. But, it's got Kurt Russell in it. And it's Kurt Russell as most Kurt Russell-y, which you got.
Are you happy to know that even all this, how many years later, Kurt Russell is in America's #1 movie twice, 2 weeks in a row now?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The biggest grossing movie of the year
Furious
so far?
7?
Furious 7,
yeah.
I was happy to see him.
For Paul.
All right. Hey, we're almost done here.
Jesus Christ, that's a hell of a way to end a show.
No, we're all right. Let's see. I got some notes.
Let's talk about his.
Yeah, let's talk about Amadeus some more.
No, or his obsession with Paul.
Well, big Oscar winner. He won Best Picture. It actually, just a side note about that Oscar show. Laurence Olivier was the one who presented the Oscar, but he was dealing with dementia at the time, so they gave him the envelope, and he actually said. So the winner of this thing is... And he didn't even read the nominees. He just pulled it out. Amadeus.
Really? He didn't... Nothing?
No, he just...
Was Amadeus the winner, though?
It was.
Okay, wow.
No, he did actually open the envelope, but he didn't, I think, Passage to India, Places in the Heart, some bunch of...
Yeah, so he could have said anything and it might have been wrong, but he said the right thing.
What were the movies that were nominated for?
Yeah.
Well, I just said Passage to India, Places in the Heart, I believe The Purple Rose of Cairo.
These are all movies I've never heard of.
Yeah, exactly.
Purple Rose of Cairo, is that
a Woody Allen movie?
Woody Allen movie.
Really? Okay.
Really?
Yep.
For some reason, I seem to recall that there was a Woody Allen movie by that name more recently, like in the late 90s to early 2000s.
Purple Rose of Cairo was a movie with Jeff Daniels plays a silent film star that actually gets out of the screen and romanticizes the
What was
viewer.
the more recent movie he did that had like the purple rose of something?
Purple Rose... Oh. You mean the one with Cate Blanchett?
Maybe.
I don't know.
No, I'm not talking about Blue Jasmine.
Oh, with the flower.
No, it wasn't a Cairo movie, but it was in the late 90s.
Oh, man. Match
I have to look that up.
Okay, look it up. Oh, My Aphrodite?
No.
That's not a flower.
No.
That's Mira Sorvino.
No.
She's like a flower.
No. Okay, so then then really the only movies that are worthwhile, Amadeus is... I mean, that's the only one that...
Oh, Amadeus was the big winner that year. I mean, won costume, shocker there. Makeup and director Milos Forman. It was his second. He also won for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, so he's a two-timer. Good on him.
What year was it again?
84.
Best picture was Terms of Endearment.
An 84, or maybe the award shows 85. Then.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because that would have been for 83.
Okay.
All right.
Jeff.
Maybe.
Oh, Curse of the Jade Scorpion is the
okay.
movie I was thinking of.
Is that what it was?
That's Jade. That's not a flower, man. Purple Rose of Cairo, Curse of the Jade
It's
Scorpion.
the color.
Oh, I see where you're going now. Good times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're going to wrap it up.
Okay.
All right.
It was fun. Jeff, thank you so much for being on the show.
I hope it wasn't terrible.
No, you were mucho excelente.
Okay, I'll take it.
Rob?
Good news, everybody. The Dodgers just beat the Mariners 6-5.
Don't care. But thank you for ruining my division. That's fine. You can kill
It
elements.
just started. You're fine.
I'm not worried.
All right, so that'll do it. Theme music provided by Austin Oz Graham. To hear more, go on.
Austin like the city.
What?
Oz like the prison show.
You're jumping ahead.
Graham like Billy, the televangelist.
You can go on Facebook, SoundCloud, or YouTube. Look up Austin Oz Graham. Special shout out goes out to Engineer Travis, without whom you would not be hearing this. Please check me out on his podcast this Sunday as we watch Space Children. Are you familiar with this film? Here's a spoiler. These children are not from space, and they don't go to space. We will leave you today with... We gotta do it.
Some Moser?
No, some Falco. Rock Me Amadeus. Seems fitting. So until next time, Wolfie. I don't know. Fuck it. Until next time, Wolfie. I bid you adieu.